Titus, I think this is the time to do the donut dance. Donut dance, donut dance, donut dance. Donut dance, donut dance, donut dance. Donut dance, donut dance, donut dance. Get it, Titus, 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 get it, 10, get it, 10, get it, 10, get it, 10. Get it, no, get it, no.
Get it, Dad, get it, Dad.
Get it. Sorry, y'all, we kind of lost our cool for a minute. We had to do the donut dance. But for those of you all who have never seen the donut dance before, Titus invented the donut dance because y'all know Titus has a peanut allergy. And the only sweets that we can find that weren't manufactured in a factory with peanuts and different things that have tree nuts in it were donuts, white powder donuts. So Titus loves some white powder donuts. Ain't that right, Titus?
Yeah!
And so he invented that dance, the donut dance. First time we gave him powdered donuts, he had one a while without having sweets. And we gave him them powdered donuts, and he started, donut dance, donut dance. So, yeah, we lost it for a minute, but we regained our composure. Let's go get our wood stove now. It's I.A.G Farms, all about God. I'm getting ready to get started this morning. Just got done with farm chores. And I was kind of dreary, you know, didn't have a whole lot of excitement this morning because all I have to do today, well, my goal today and pretty much this week is to get the door jambs painted, primed, and then get the doors put back up. So that means I have to get the doors painted. And you know that these doors in this mobile home, they were like this wood type stuff. And that stuff is not really made to paint over. But if you prime it enough, it'll receive the paint, you know, on that last coat. So I was getting ready to get that started, and I'm still gonna do that today. But I got a phone call, and because I was all dreary, like, I'm finna paint these doors and paint these door jambs. I've been painting for the last 3 weeks. But I got a phone call, and boys, tell them what the phone call was about. We got the phone call letting us know that our wood stove is on the way. I don't know if I told y'all or not, but we actually ordered our wood stove. And the guy called us. He said he's on the 18-wheeler. He got a big pallet on the back. I'm assuming it's the wood stove because I don't know unless you all sent something big that the 18-wheeler has to bring. But I'm pretty sure it's the wood stove. He didn't know what it was. So we're going to get ready, hook up to the tractor. And we got a trailer we're going to hook up to because we're going to see. Because actually, according to their, you know, bylaws or whatever, they can't bring the wood stove all the way down the driveway. They have to just drop it at the front gates. And so what I'm gonna do is, in order for it not to, because I don't have any pallet forks on my tractor, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm thinking the best thing is if he can drop if I can hook up to the small water trailer that we used to use, and he can drop the wood stove on that water trailer, and then I can pull it down here and get it closer, and then Megan and I can kind of figure out how to maneuver it into the house, because it's gonna be like 500-600 pounds on a big pallet, and I might just go buy some pallet forks, you know, to make it easy, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna get the tractor crunk up, warmed up, get the trailer hooked up to it, and pull it down because he said he'll be here in about 10-20 minutes. So let's get on down here and see what our wood stove looks like. All right, y'all, change the plans. Instead of hooking up to the tractor and then hooking it up to the trailer, we already had a truck sitting over here hooked up to a trailer. So we're just gonna let them drop it on the back of this trailer if they can. I just got the boys just clearing the little spot back here because he should be able with the forklifts. He can take it and just drop the pallet right here on the trailer. So I got the boys clearing this spot out. And we're gonna head on up to the front so we can get our wood stove.
I love you, babe, with all my heart. Let us never ever be apart. Love carved in stone. Love carved in stone. That's me, my baby. Love carved in stone. From the very first moment I lay eyes on you, I knew I loved you and the love was true. Love carved in stone. Love carved in stone.
All right, boys, y'all gotta clear it out.
Yeah.
Y'all ready to ride up here and get this wood stove?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna ride back here?
Yeah.
Y'all can just sit down.
Carved in stone.
Yep, I can sit down in the middle. I'm gonna go slow. right, that looks like our delivery there. Wood stove coming down the road. All right. All right. All right, how's it going? I'm Tim, man. Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
All right.
All right.
On the trailer for me, so I appreciate it.
No problem.
It's the wood stove.
It is, yeah.
It's the wood stove. Man, it's
Oh, yeah.
pretty big, too.
Perfect, perfect.
Good here?
Yes, sir, that's good. Yeah, I can take it from there. Yeah. Oh, this for me, Tyler. Print it up here.
You print your name right there.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then sign at the bottom.
Then sign at the bottom.
All right, y'all, I couldn't bag that trailer up better myself. Yeah, my goal is, because y'all know you have to figure things out when you're working by yourself. But the goal is, because this wood stove is, man, probably about 500-600 pounds. But the goal is to just kind of, you know, maneuver it up the steps, off the trailer and up the steps, on into the house. Yeah, but give me and the boys a minute. We're going to take a break, get us a little bit of water. That sound like a good idea, boys?
Yeah.
Maybe a popsicle or two?
Yeah.
What y'all think?
Yeah.
And then we get this wood stove unloaded and we'll do an unboxing. Y'all come up, boy. Be careful on moving around too. All right, y'all, I just had to bring y'all around and show y'all the front of it and give y'all the first look. It looks better in person than it did online. It's huge on the inside. We're gonna be able to fit some big logs on there. And we learned from our last wood stove that we had inside of the barn. When we lived in the barn for about 5 months, it was a cabin then, off-grid cabin. But we liked the flat top because you can actually cook on it. The wood stove that we had in our house in the city before we sold it had like this curved top, and you really couldn't fit a pot on top of it. But it looks good. I love it. So now I just got to get it inside without breaking the glass.
I think they might get a new glass coming.
Yeah, we got extra. We always order extra glass just in case we break it, you know. Because we broke a glass one year when Mama broke the glass, loading wood into the wood stove. But we had a small stove then, and we were trying to stuff wood in there. But we shouldn't have that problem with this stove here. All right, y'all, let's see if we can get it inside this door here.
Well, I left Chattanooga, boy, had $1 and a dime. Headed out for Nashville on the Hard Rock Line. I'm working on that old steamboat and learned to ride and steer. When my feet had touched dry land, how happy I did feel. Been saving every penny for to make up through the fall. Working for that dollar, but it never adds up at all. Coming around the river bank where the old train was so sane. The very next thing you hear from me, I've been tied to a ball and chain. Well, come this time tomorrow, reckon I don't know where I'll be. But if it wasn't for that old sheriff, I'll be back in Tennessee. Playing cards and crap games, not looking for the score. And if I ever get back home again, I'll never know. Gather round, you good time boys, listen to my song. May not know better, but I know you know right from wrong. Buy yourself a postcard, see the lights of town. Find yourself a country girl, keep quiet and slow.
Hey y'all, I've just arrived on the farm and Tim called me literally when I was pulling up the driveway and parking, and they just finished with the wood stove and they're thirsty. So I ran to the barn to get them some drinks and I cannot wait to see it. I mean, for real, I cannot wait to see it, and I'm about to walk in the door now. got drinks for everybody. Trying to see this. What? It looks good. I know y'all are tired and thirsty.
Y'all, me. I'm tired.
You.
Nah, the boys them though. I couldn't do it without them. Check it out.
I know, I gotta go see this thing.
On the one thing damaged, but it's fixable.
Okay. Let me see if I can. It's huge, but it's not taking up a lot of space though. Because it's like a big box, you know? Oh, that's nice. That is so nice. So it's a huge box, but the actual surface area in the living room, it just tucks in that corner. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. Like, awesome.
We're gonna be
Are you
a lot of wood in
serious?
there. Oh yeah. We're gonna be able to achieve some good overnight burns
Oh,
in there.
You're gonna burn us out of here.
Oh, no. It's ready before I spread footage.
No, this is awesome. I love it. And look at this cooktop. That's what I'm excited about. Look at that. You can get some good pots on there.
But yeah, so if you move that piece of carpet right there, see, I want you to have a good impression when you first came in. But you can move that carpet and you'll see that bent leg. Those legs are actually kind of flimsy.
Oh,
Not flimsy, but they're not as
sturdy. Yeah.
So
Yeah, because usually the legs aren't as thick. Yeah, I got you.
And I had to kind of like drag it, like,
Yeah, I know.
He hot, on it to
Yeah.
get in here. It was rough, but
You got it. The glass is not broken.
Exactly.
Even
I was
though-
trying my best not to break the front door glass and that glass.
Yeah.
But I never thought the leg would be. It actually, the leg bent like right away. As soon as it was still on the trailer, and I was taking it off the pallet, and I had it like cocked up on one leg to get it off the pallet, to scoot it off.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did, I felt it kind of go.
shift.
And I didn't pay attention to it. But I saw it, and so I had to jack it up on the back, take the legs off, and then bend them back, put them back on.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yay! I love it. I'm excited. It's awesome.
Yeah, we have a bunch of accessories to this wood stove, like a blower. We have a fire screen, and I'm excited about that to show y'all that.
Me too.
Because no other dealer sells fire screens to go to the wood stove. That's where you can, like if you're having like a date night or
Fireplace?
Exactly right. Or like it's cold and real cold, and you want to warm that one room up real quick. You can open the door and put a fire screen on there to where the wood won't pop out. You can actually burn it with it open, just like an open face fireplace. So I'm excited to show y'all that. But I'm gonna take my break, give me some liquids in me, and then we'll show y'all some of the accessories.
Sounds good. All right, y'all, we are about to unbox all the accessories from our beautiful wood stove that we just got. We have some really awesome stuff, actually, so I'm excited to bust these boxes open. It's like a kid in a candy store. What are you doing?
I gotta get my knee pads on. I'm an old man now. Thanks to a subscriber, I have knee
Thank you,
pads.
subscriber, for real.
Because if I had a little bit more energy, I can kind of maneuver around and all that type of stuff, but I just need to get on my knees and just scoot around like an old man. I'm still tired from early.
From moving it in, I know.
It was
right?
so hot, it's like 120 degrees out there.
It is very hot.
Not even exaggerating, like literally.
Yes, and the thing about how hot it is today is it's been that hot like every day for the last month straight without rain. So it's when we say it's hot, like we're not kidding. We're not kidding.
You don't say it.
Now we are.
Like this just goes on.
Oh yeah. Even though when you crank up that fire, it's no touching that.
Oh yeah. There, I believe.
That's
You
good.
know.
We have an air intake too,
A man ain't got no business reading instructions. Let's see.
Oh, you crazy.
I don't need those.
You crazy.
Let's see here. That is the right spot, right? I I would assume it's
I don't know. You just tossed away the instructions, so we don't know.
What instructions? I didn't see any.
Like maybe if we, you know, looked at the instructions, we would know. There you go.
It's the ash tray, I believe.
Oh, nice.
It should go somewhere.
It's like our last wood stove was a little bit rustic. It didn't have the air intake or the ashtray, so that's kind of fun to have those again.
Yeah. So I got that. And then, so we got these boxes over here.
Although we just scooped the ash and
Yeah.
you know,
We rarely use the ashtray.
but you know what I noticed? When we dumped the ashes out in the pasture, you know, some of it we're gonna put in the garden and things like that. But when we put it out in the pasture, the sheep ate it.
Oh yeah.
So it's like charcoal, like a natural dewormer for them.
Oh yeah. This is what I'm most excited
Yay!
about. Fire screen. Let's see how this works. Hopefully they gave us the right size one.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah. Alright.
Do all that work shipping that from what, Canada or somewhere? Looks good. Seems to fit. I was gonna say, well, if I want to hide something, I can just put in the instruction manual.
There we go, like this.
I'm thinking it goes the other way from
That's the
from
same
what
way.
I've
Yeah.
seen on the videos. You know, showed me the handles go up. We did finally figure it out. We have we actually had it upside down. That was the first problem. And you kind of had to like insert the top portion first.
Your top goes off in that section.
And then
Slip
kind
up
of,
the thing.
yeah, slide it
In
up
there.
and push up.
And it's kind of rigid because it's brand new.
Yeah, and it's
Clicks right in. You have a nice fire screen, and you can have your door wide
wide
open.
open.
And
That's
actually
nice.
hear your fire cracking.
That's nice.
Drink you some hot chocolate or some hot mocha, whatever
Oh
they
yeah,
call it.
cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
I'm excited about that cappuccino night and hot chocolate.
Yeah, it's going on easy already.
Oh, good.
I put it in there one time.
It's
I
good.
had to force it the first time, but now.
Sliding in.
Yep.
There you go.
I know this stuff gonna be hot. You gotta have a little fire built, not like a big overburn fire.
Right, exactly. Probably the blower.
Oh yeah, we got
Oh yeah, the
replacement door gasket.
gasket.
Replacement glass gasket. This is the blower here. Have our blower. Big blower.
That's a nice big blower for a big wood stove.
I'm gonna put this back in the box and let's set it on top. I know some of y'all are looking at it like thinking these are scratches on top. They're not. That's just dirt. Really
dust.
sweat. My sweat was
Yeah.
falling on it.
It's gonna look real good when I give it that first oil before you do the first fire, and then it'll, you know, lock in.
So what this is, because our wood stove is rated for a mobile home, and you need this tube to go from the wood stove to outside, and for the fresh air intake for mobile homes, because mobile homes are considered airtight. I don't know what that means, you know, but I guess they don't have enough airflow like a regular house would, and so you have to bring in air from the outside. You could also accomplish that same thing by cracking a window or something like that. This is our fresh air intake kit.
You got all the stuff.
Hose, oh yeah. This is my first time hooking one up in a mobile home.
Yeah, you have a lot of experience now with wood stove installation.
I hooked up what, 4?
Yeah. 2 for us, 1 for your mom, 1 for Miss Leanne.
Alright, now let's see what this is.
So this is your 5th one.
Yep. This is the rest of it.
Okay. So that's a vent for the outside.
Yep, so you put that on the outside, keep critters out. And this, I'll show you this. This is the kit for the bottom of the wood stove.
Wow.
And so this is gonna slide up underneath the bottom of it and actually set it up for that fresh air intake. And then that pipe that, you know, whatever that thing's called, flexible pipe, is gonna go here. And that's what's gonna produce that fresh air. So yeah, this is what this is. I ordered the fresh air mobile home kit for the wood stove. So yeah, I just put this all back in the box until I'm ready to hook it up.
Sounds good. I'm excited. I was just gonna show them the inside because before I had the cardboard still in there, but as you can see, it's got the fire bricks lined. The inside of the wood stove, lining the inside, and it is ready to go. As hot as it is outside, but you know, we need some time to prepare.
Yeah.
You know, so that we have everything ready, hooked up, the mantle for it built,
Yeah.
and you know, we'll be ready for that first fire when the chill gets in there.
So I guess we'll pick y'all up in a minute. I think we're gonna lay out a drop cloth in here and get all those doors put down like I was telling y'all earlier, and start priming the doors and priming the door jambs and just continuing with this process of restoring and renovating this mobile home. So we'll see y'all in a minute.
I've said it many times, I know I would change my ways, I know for sure. When all the crows decide to meet, they settle down beneath my feet. I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on.
Greater than, less than. Now, you know how I remember the greater than, less than sign? Somebody told me a long time ago. Think about it like an alligator's mouth. And the greater than sign always eats up the biggest number. So you have a mouth going to the number that's greater. Okay? You would rather eat the 22 than the 17. Okay? What letter is this? Say it out loud. Hey, very good. So this is the letter A that you're working on. I want you to color this letter A. I want you to trace the letter A. I want you to circle all of these items that begin with letter A. What is that? What is it?
A donut?
Yes, a donut. So does donut begin with letter A?
Yes.
No, donut does not begin with letter A. Okay, now that I have it out, you can cut this part off and this part off, okay? And then you'll use this strip to measure each fruit and write the size in the boxes, okay?
All right, y'all, as y'all see, I got some good old-fashioned boring work going on. I'm just trying to get these doors primed and painted. I'm gonna have to prime them over and over and over again because I told y'all about this type of material. Whatever type of material this is called, I'm not sure. But you have to prime it like 4 or 5 times before you go on with the real coats of paint. And then when you go on with the real paint, and we do use paint plus primer, you know, but as far as the real paint, but we still have to go on with a coat, like 2 or 3 coats of the paint plus primer, and 2 or 3 coats of just primer by itself, just to get that paint to absorb into the wood. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going around all these door jambs, getting them all painted so I can get my doors hung, even in the bedroom and like in our bathroom, because we're not gonna have a swinging door here. We're just gonna have like a sliding door. I'm just getting all these door jambs primed up real good, so when we go on with our real paint, you know, it'll stick real well, and I won't have to worry about it peeling or anything like that. So that's basically what I'm doing now, just going around being very, very careful not to get any paint on the carpet. I'm just kind of like, you know, doing some touch-up type stuff. And once I get about maybe 1 or 2 more coats of primer on these door jambs, they'll be ready for the real paint. I still have to paint this one. Like I said, and this is what the wood looks like before. It's just some type of material that really doesn't want to accept paint. And so I had to prime it and prime it and prime it to get it to accept the paint, you know, like I want it to. And here are the doors. I did about 2 coats on the door so far. They should be dry now. And I'm gonna go ahead and go on my next coat on those. But as you can see, I have the doors labeled as far as where they go. You can still see through the paint there, so I need to go on with a couple more coats on that. Like I said, we won't have a door here. There may be a sliding door here, like a barn type door. A lot of you all suggested putting the barn, like a sliding barn door here in front of the homeschool room. But for now, like I said, we're just gonna leave it open and have it kind of like a den, you know, where it has no door. You just walk straight in there. And we have some desks. We got a lot of work we're finna do in the homeschool room, finna get it finished and complete. We have our chalkboard paint, and we also have these desks here that a subscriber sent, and we gotta get those put together. And so we're gonna get the homeschool room set up nice for the boys, get all these door jambs painted well, because you can see this is the first coat on this door jamb here. And you can kind of see how it's kind of bubbling up, and the actual like material is not actually receiving the paint. It's starting to like separate, but after I do a couple coats, it starts to connect to it well. I'm just doing this work that I've been putting off that I need to go ahead and get done. Like I said, it's just that small work. It's not really exciting. It's not really like, you know, a big transformation. It will be though once we get the doors up, and we want to get those doors up. The door on that, we only have, it's only 3 doors that I'm gonna be putting up. The door on our bedroom, the master bedroom back there. There'll be a door on the boys' bedroom there, and then there'll be a door on the guests on the boys' bathroom. And so there'll only be 3 doors, and I'm getting those doors. I'm gonna paint and prime them until they. I'm gonna prime them until they look like they're actually painted, you know. And then I'll go on with my real paint. So I'm just working it down, but let me get this second coat, or this really 3rd coat on these doors before my paintbrush dry up.
You better start moving and feel the music. Get your groove on and let it use you. When you feel the fire and you know it's right, pure desire. Just hold on tight. Get up, down, move around. Get down on the ground. Get high and touch the sky. You know the reasons why. Just dance. Come on, just dance. Just dance. Come on, just dance.
All right, y'all, I feel like I shouldn't be so tired from just painting doors and door jambs, but they got me wore out, all this bending over and walking back and forth, and I think I'm ready for a little bit of lunch. But as you see, I have them kind of raised up off the ground now because I'm doing the sides, and then after I get the sides primed about 2 or 3 times, then I can flip them over and prime the other side. I'm kind of debating because I'm thinking about going ahead and doing, like, instead of flipping them over, because like why they're like this, because I can get to the top and to the sides on one side here. I'm thinking about just going ahead and doing the real coat of paint, you know, the pure white semi-gloss paint while they're like this, and then flip them over, and then prime the other side and paint it. So I only have to flip them once. But I'm debating on what I should do. But I do need to get this time to dry before I do anything, before I flip it or anything. And I have to go to Home Depot to get some supplies anyway to get some more paint, because I ran out of white, ultra pure white semi-gloss paint. And I'm gonna get the paint plus primer just to make sure it locks in real good. But yeah, y'all see I got these painted and primed. I gotta go around the edges a couple more times. But after that, either I'm gonna flip them over and prime the other side, or I'm gonna go ahead and go to Home Depot and then just go ahead and paint this side and get it locked in and focus on that today. And then tomorrow I can flip them and then prime the other side, let that dry, and then paint the other side. I think I'm leaning towards that. That way I only have to flip them once. You know, I don't have to flip them once to prime the other side and then flip them again, you know, to paint. So we'll see. Just trying to work as efficient as I can. And like I said, this is not a fun job for me, but it's about discipline and determination. I know that this needs to be done before I start ripping up these old floors here, because we're gonna put in laminate, not laminate, but LVP, luxury vinyl plank flooring all throughout the kitchen, living room area, the bathrooms, the hallway, and the laundry room. And so before I get my good flooring down, because I wanted to, you know, get done painting the bedrooms before I got carpet down, but you know, it just didn't work like that. So I'm trying to do my best to get all the painting done in these rooms before I, you know, rip these floors up and start putting down my permanent floors. But yeah, so give me a minute, take a break, and then we're gonna get back to it.
I've just arrived at Home Depot and I'm running in to get some paint. Tim decided that he wanted to go ahead and complete the one side of the door instead of flipping it multiple times between the primer and the paint. So I'm gonna run in and get the paint that we need so that we can finish completely the one side of the door before we flip it, and then we'll probably flip it tomorrow and then complete the other side. I think that's a great plan, so I'm happy to run in and get the paint that we need. I've got the paint that we need, so I'm gonna go ahead, check out, and head to the farm.
All right, y'all, I'm getting prepared to get back to work. Megan just showed up, and I had her go by and give me some paint. So we have our real paint, and she's gonna make us eat lunch.
I am. I'm making them stop for lunch.
Yeah, I told her, I said, when she first got here, I said, I guess you're gonna make me eat lunch, huh? Because all I've had is a couple of gummy bears and a cup of coffee.
I had to watch him eat breakfast today. You know, usually I give him coffee, and I don't know if he eats breakfast or not. I prepare breakfast, and a lot of times he doesn't eat breakfast. He waits till lunch, and he does a work project or does farm.
I'm too stressed out to eat. Like, so, messing around with these doors, I lost sleep.
I'm giving you breakfast today before coffee, and I watched him eat.
I had a couple bites of a sandwich.
You ate one sandwich. I said you can have to eat at least one.
Yeah.
So you ate a sandwich for breakfast.
So Megan's about to make me eat. We have what, tuna sandwiches.
Crackers, so it's not too bad.
Okay, tuna and crackers, and then we'll get started painting. And as Megan told you, you probably heard she talked about it as she was picking the paint up, that we're gonna go ahead and put the real coats of paint on these doors here before we flip them. And that way tomorrow I can flip them and then just paint the other side, prime the other side, and then we can start hanging some doors. So let's take a break real quick. Get a little bit of food in us, and then we're gonna get these doors on this side finished off. Thank you.
All right, y'all, we've gotten done with lunch, and we're just about to get started. Your favorite.
What's that?
I said, I was thinking painting, And then my next thought was, at least it's not sanding.
Oh yeah, for real. I don't know which one is worse.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, your favorite.
It's pretty much it levels out. Anything your wife asks you to do, you're not gonna like doing it.
Whatever. You crazy.
This all started with let's get new cabinets.
No.
It's like we
would've
went
painted.
from move in ready to like
I think it was your idea to paint the doors, actually.
it was all my idea.
There you go. The truth comes out, y'all. You see how quickly he folded? He was just like, you're right.
Because once I was just getting ready to start like, you know, making repairs on the old cabinets and things. And I started inspecting them. And once I inspected them, I started ripping stuff out. And you know, that's where it started at.
Mm-hmm.
Complete renovation.
There you go.
Not partial renovation.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about how we painted this whole entire house. How every surface of this house is gonna be brand new, from the floors to the ceiling to all the walls, all the trim, like every single surface is gonna be like refreshed, brand new. What you think about that?
I think that is wonderful and amazing. It's gonna be like having a totally new house.
Yeah, really, literally.
Yeah, all the floors, all the walls, all the doors, all the trim, all the cabinets, everything. So, I think it's exciting. Yeah, but I was pro get rid of the cabinets from the beginning because I was your cleanup crew. So, I already knew the states of the cabinets, even though they appeared to be good, because I had been working with them closely, you know, intimately. I knew that they were in bad condition, you know, so I just kind of was like, hey, I really think we should get rid of these cabinets. But when you got to the point,
I didn't listen until I saw it.
Right, when you saw it and you got up close with them, and you could just bump up against them a little bit, and you knew, you know. So we were eventually on the same page. So
Just brush load it and get it rolling.
there you go. That's one thing I did have to like learn, and I'm still learning. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, but you know, sometimes you just can't get too worked up about something being your way. You know, like, oh, we have to get rid of the cabinets. You know, like, eventually, you know, it just may take some time for the other person to come around or, like, see what you see. You know, so it's like no point of being like, it has to be my way. You know, or it can be another way. It might be that you're the one that...
I have a good history of making good decisions. So that's why you don't panic. So
Well, maybe
tell them the truth. So you trying to encourage the wives out there, and they husband might have went out there and did something stupid, and they don't trust them no more. So it's like your husband is making good decisions and putting family first. So it's a little bit easier when you got somebody that you trust. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you have to give. If you want your husband or your wife, or it's anybody, children, anybody. If you want them to reach their full potential, you have to give them a little bit of room, you know, to make some mistakes so that they can learn, you know what I'm saying? Because I haven't been perfect our whole marriage, you know, I've made bad decisions and things like that early on. But I kind of caught, I guess I got the wind behind me after a while and started learning, you know, a few things. How would you say it? That's how I would put it. How would you explain it?
I guess my whole point was just that, you know, not to get too like flustered or emotional if things don't go your way, because you might actually need to be the person that comes around, or you might just need to give it some time, you know, and allow some communication for the other person to be the one that comes around. But, you know, getting like flustered or upset about it or panicking or being like, things have to be my way, that doesn't do anybody any good. That was my point, you know. I guess seeing, you know, how I've been like emotional or, you know, really getting upset about little things.
Yeah, when you get that real white on there, you can see the difference between the primer.
You can. The primer just looks flat, like something is missing, and then when you put the white paint, it's like, oh, it's an actual color now. You think you could just go with the primer, because I mean, look at these doors here when you see them already primed, but then when you put on the white paint, it just gives it that extra. Oh.
Yeah, super clean. Yeah, I primed them so well, I might be able to just do one coat.
Yeah.
But you know me, I'm gonna go on with a second coat just to make sure.
Just in case.
Yeah, I learned that, you know, along the way. Like do just a little bit extra, go above and beyond. You might think it's taking you longer to prime the doors. And you might think like, I can just get some paint plus primer, you know, plant it one time, I'm good. But you end up spending more money, going over it more times, and the end result, the end product is not as good as it would have been. You just took your time, did it how it needed to be done. Painting is really like you have to like meditate almost when you're painting. It's kind of like welding, you know. You have to like breathe, calm yourself down. It's not like a fast thing, you know. You have to like just, you know, it's like a stick of bubble gum would be good right about now.
You and your bubble gum.
It's just something like you just need to like calm down, let this paintbrush roll do its job. You don't have to like press down hard on it, try to squeeze paint out of it to save paint. Because if I run out of paint, it's gonna be okay. I can go buy some more paint, you know. Cause that's how I used to be, you know. Cause I'm like a go-getter, you know. And painting is not really something that I'm naturally good at, because you have to do it slowly and like you have to do fine like details. I'm not good at detail stuff. I'm good at like tearing down walls and building walls, and then I let Megan paint the wall. But now the Lord's calling me to be patient.
There you go.
And kind, gentle, long suffering, meek, power under control. I can't push down, you know, with all my strength. I have to control my power. And every now and then I push down just a little bit. Like when I get out here, I have to put a little bit more pressure, you know. But it's just like a nurturing thing.
That looks good. It's starting to look like a door.
When the last time we had, how long has it been since we've actually had a door that we can close and get away from our kids?
Oh yeah, it's been what, 9 months?
For real. Can y'all imagine that? Y'all people with kids, married couples, going 9 months without a door in between you and your kids. That's been us. For real. I was gonna say something, but I don't know if it's appropriate for the I.A.G. I can edit it out. It's not.
No.
But people were asking, "Were you pregnant?"
Oh yeah,
you know, they were thinking they saw a baby bump or something like that. It's like, no, we're not pregnant. We haven't had a door in between us and the kids in 9 months. So you have to read between the lines. I can guarantee you, we're not pregnant. Now, do we get a door? I don't know.
Yeah, I see in the comments people are just wanting that girl. So.
But that's the problem. We're gonna have another boy if we do. Like, some women are just like built for real to like breed like mighty men and warriors, you know. But no, that would be nice though. But we do plan to adopt though. We've been saying that for years, but we ain't actually like really,
looked into it. We hadn't like, you know, because I think that once we get on it, I know how you are. It's gonna be done. So.
Yeah.
So once you do all the edges and just kind of do the cleanup work, are you done with the side for the doors?
I might go over this top with another coat
I got you.
of that paint just to make sure it's locked in. And after that, like I said, we just let it dry and see what it looks like in the morning.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go over the door jambs that I primed earlier and get all those painted. So that once I get the other side painted and primed, it'll be ready to hang them.
Sounds like a plan. So what, hanging doors? I guess what? It'll be not tomorrow, but the day after.
I want to be hanging doors by Friday.
Okay, yeah.
Today is Wednesday.
That's it then. Yeah, it did go on pretty well, the second coat.
That's what I call locking it in.
Locking it in, huh? But you want to make sure before you flip them that it's your desired thickness, that it looks good, and everything. So.
Because I don't just fuss at other people for not doing something right.
Really?
I fuss at myself too for not doing something right. I definitely hold myself accountable. So if you see me holding somebody overly accountable for something, just know that I'm treating them like I want to be treated. Yeah, tell about how when Tim Jr. was born, how I was looking him in the eyes in the hospital room and like telling him who he was gonna be, what type of man he was. Like,
yeah, he was
like man.
And you know, that was just crazy to me then. At that point, because
a lot of stuff I did they think was crazy to you.
Well, yeah, he's still crazy to me, but you know, a lot of things make a lot more sense now. But yeah, because he started raising him as if he was a man from the day one, literally from hours after he was born, and he was crying, and he was like, you know, you don't have to cry, and you know, just introducing himself to Tim Jr. and letting them know that everything was good, and you know, he was a man, and this and this and that, and yeah, it was, yeah. And I'm thinking, this is a baby. You know, this is my baby. But you know, it just
and that mentality right there is why boys need fathers. Because the mother is gonna look at it like, this is my baby. But the father is supposed to look at that young man like, this is a man that I have to train, like a man in training, you know. And that's how I look at all my boys. Like they're men, they're gonna be men one day. So when am I gonna start introducing them into manhood? When they get 5, 6, 13? Am I gonna wait until they're 21? You know, am I gonna wait until they're 30 to introduce them into manhood?
I don't know.
See, by the time they get to those ages, it's too late. You have to start like from the very beginning. Day one. Like even before that, when Tim Jr. was still, you know, when our kids were still in your womb, in your stomach, like we would put like worship music to your stomach, you know. And that's like the key, you know, the foundation of manhood. It's not like brute, or it's not like brawn, but it's about your faith. It's about having faith, like knowing who you belong to and knowing why you're here. And it's all about setting that foundation that you know, in order to be a man, we have to first have a relationship with like the man, you know, Jesus Christ, you know, and have him in our life as like the head of it, so that everything else can fall in place. Because if we don't have him, like the Bible says, that no other foundation can any man lay than that which has been laid, and that's Jesus Christ and him crucified. So if you expect to like enter into manhood and you don't have that foundation of Jesus Christ and him crucified, everything else is just going to be built on sand. You know, it has to be built on a solid foundation, and then you build up from there. And that's been my method the whole time, you know, of raising these boys and introducing them to manhood early. Because the first thing I introduce them to is what? Faith. Like I give them a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the greatest inheritance that I can give them. You know, yeah, so I feel strongly about that in the beginning. And like I said, my mom, sisters, Megan, like all the women that were around, you know, looked at me like I was crazy because of how I was like raising these boys. And but I think now, you know, you can see it a little bit better. You know, now that they're older and they're respectful. When they're in a group, when it's a group of children around, and all the children are running around acting crazy, won't mind their parents and this and that. And our boys, they might get into that, but then all I do is say, hey. And they straighten up, you know what I'm saying? Like when I start quoting scriptures and I won't know it or repeat after me, and he's saying the scripture faster than I can say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember back when Tim was in public school, before we pulled him out of public school, and he was literally at the school, like, ministering. You know, they would turn on a cartoon with a witch or something like that in it. And Tim knew that wasn't okay, you know what I'm saying? So he would, like, stand up and let it be known, I don't want to watch this, you know? And I remember the teachers pulling us to the side, like, you know, trying to figure out, you know, like, what our religious beliefs were and all this and all that, because they were used to, like, kids, you know, from Christian households being at school, but they weren't used to kids, like, standing up, you know, for their faith. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I always try to encourage men that I'm around, you know, because I don't know it all, you know, but I've been through a lot of my life, and I started from scratch, you know, and I had to build my character, my name, my word, like my reputation back, and I was able to do that. And so, you know, I have a little bit of things that I can, you know, a little bit of wisdom. I might not have too much, but I always try to encourage people around me, especially men, to understand that it's your job, it's your #1 duty to disciple the people that are in your household with you. You know, like, it's my job to disciple Megan, Tim, Titus, Noah, and, you know, vice versa. It's their job to disciple me. You know, we're not just here just to, you know, kick it, you know what I'm saying, have fun, be happy and all this and all that. No, we're here on this earth, like, and we have a mission, you know. I said one time, I said that a lot of men want their wives to submit to them. They want submission from their wives, you know, and they'll tell their wives, like, the Bible says you're supposed to, like, submit to me, I'm the head, you know, this and that and that, like, you know. But then what I say is this: your wife can't she can't sub to the mission or submission if there's no mission that you're giving her, you know. And that's my thing, is like, as a man, it's my duty to go before the Lord and get the mission. And then I bring that mission back to my family and present it to them in a respectful way, from a perspective of, like, having made good decisions, having fruit in my life, and they know that I'm a good leader. And I give them that mission, and they give me sub back. And together we have submission. And we submit to one another, you know. Because I submit to Megan just as much as she submits to me. We submit unto one another. Like, a lot of people don't realize that, you know, a lot of men especially don't remember, you know, and study that much to understand that the scripture doesn't just say that the woman should submit to the man, but it says that the man should also submit to the woman as well. It's like we're submitting unto one another, you know, because we have a mission together. And the biggest part of what we're doing is not like me trying to, like, stomp around as a big bad man and say, you gotta do what I say. But no, like, our ultimate goal is to obey the Lord and to do what He's called us to do, you know. Your thoughts?
Yeah, gotta let that give time for that to sink in for folks, because, you know, that's just different. It's different, probably, than what people have heard before. You know, you say sub and mission. You know, like, you never think about it like, okay, submission is when there's, like, a plan or, like, an order, and then you end up, you know, choosing to be under that plan or under that order and doing whatever it takes to bring that, you know, to pass, you know, to make that bear fruit. It's not just like you doing what somebody tells you to do.
Right.
You know, it's just so, a lot of times the words too have negative, like, connotations and negative meanings because of things that we've done and put on top of it.
Right.
And not because that word, like, it's something wrong with that word per se.
I always encourage men by saying this, and we're in this conversation here. I always say, I've never, not one time, had to tell my wife to submit to me. We've never been in the midst of, like, a big decision or something like that, and we thought differently, and I've never said, well, the Bible says that you're supposed to do what I say. You know what I'm saying? Like, amen if I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it just happens. It just happens naturally because of the position that I put myself in, like, in the obedience that I show. Like, it's not something that we have to force. You You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to have an argument about should my wife submit to me or should I like submit to my wife. It's just like in that moment we sit before the Lord and we say, Lord, what do you want us to do? Because we're submitting to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it don't matter what I feel, it don't matter what Megan feels. It's like, Lord, what do you want to happen? You know? And yes, I just encourage, like, you know, everybody that's watching this video and listening to this dialogue, this conversation. You know, don't get too caught up in like the things, like, because I guess it's pride, I guess, and I don't know. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but just, you know, just get as close to the Lord as you can. And a lot of the conversations and arguments that we have, the wars and the controversy and this and that, the fights and all that type of stuff, you know, we won't even have to go down those routes, you know, because if we're just doing what Jesus tells us to do, we're gonna be unified, you know. Because if Megan is looking at Jesus and I'm looking at Jesus, and he's telling us what to do and we're following him, there's nothing, you know, there's no controversy. Come on, Titus. There go Noah. Okay, Noah's still awake. Noah was in trouble back there. Everybody, y'all, let's see, I guess because we got the paint in the way. Well, yeah, Noah, there you go. All right, y'all, so it's been a fun / boring day for me. Painting doors.
Lots of
and
painting.
Lots of painting and lots of priming. But we're going to end today's video here. Yeah, hopefully you all got something from all the talking and all the things we talked about, you know, because we definitely want to encourage you all. And we don't want, you know, to get caught up in the worldly things, you know, but we want our lives to like represent Christ, and we want to just be in submission to everything that comes from Christ, you know. And I just encourage you to pray about the mission that the Lord has for you in your life, and to not just live life, you know, just running the rat race and just going around in circles, but to actually like have a vision and a purpose, you know, because the Bible says that things perish without vision. So with that being said, we're going to end today's video here. It's I.A.G Farms.
Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete.